Warning. The B3F podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids. You've been fucking warned. Check out some friends of the show. The Two Brothers Podcast. The Trevor Jackson Podcast. Dem Jackson Boys. The Dumbass Dudes Podcast. Pop Culture Warrior. Happened in the 90s Podcast. Follow at The Andy Harris on Twitter. Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
yeah, just some sick fuckers, and I like that.
Enjoy the show, you cunts.
I like it, man. Yeah, I won't compliment you with many things, but
thank you so much.
That is one I'll compliment you.
Thank you so much, man. I really enjoy that.
You're welcome. Okay.
It's. I mean, I said it earlier before the show, but it's amazing what you can do when you can't do anything but sit in bed.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't have to read this shit anymore.
It's
I'm
fucking
so
fantastic.
glad.
You COVID sucking motherfucker.
How's your week been?
Oh, it's been fantastic because I've known you had COVID all week.
Yeah, that's great.
Like I laugh a little every time I think that you've gotten COVID.
That's good.
Because since we've started and COVID's been going on, I've been saying consistently, I hope one of us gets COVID.
Well,
and I hoped it was you, not me. So the Lord listened to my prayers.
Yeah,
He
works in mysterious ways. I believe that's
I've had Amanda putting hexes on you all week.
Have you? Good, sweet. Ask her if she's got some crystals we can use to get Crystal through this now. All right. So we have a guest tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
I am too. It's been in the making for a while,
right?
And I'm going to go ahead and pour our drink. We're drinking Courvoisier because he has cognac as well.
Yeah.
And if you want to go ahead and bring him on tonight.
Don't you fucking tell me what to do.
I didn't tell you to. I said if you want to.
Oh, I said if I want to. Okay.
If you want to go ahead.
Wouldn't it be a dick move if I changed my mind? I was like, nah, and just kicked him out of the All right.
We have Big T.
What's going on, man?
You know, it wouldn't be a dick move. It'd be a Steven move if you kicked me out. You know,
that's true.
I feel like those can be one and the same, and that's what he's insinuating there.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to try this. That he
I am
recommended.
too. Yeah, with ginger ale.
Yeah,
because we're not huge cognac guys. But anyway,
tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks again for having me on. I love the intro, by the way, fellas.
Thank you so much.
That is goddamn delightful.
That is not bad.
Yeah.
That really is not bad. Yeah. I may be a cognac guy now.
That's game changing.
There's got to be something better than Courvoisier, but still.
Oh shit! So you guys know each other through the show you guys do with Andre and Easy.
Yep.
Right on Saturday. It's every Saturday.
Every other Sunday.
Every other Sunday. So I have no idea.
Yeah. So last Sunday,
I don't care about anything you do outside of the show.
I know. Yeah. So I actually was informally introduced to him before I was doing the show with them. It was he and another guy was doing the show with Andre and Easy. So Andre and I were
you sucked your way into the inner circle.
No, actually I didn't. Okay. Honestly, the other guy left.
Okay.
The other guy left, and I guess I'm Andre's last resort. I guess they need I guess they needed a token white guy. That's really what it was.
That's fair.
Tokenism runs both ways. No, and Andres was like, hey, you should see about getting T on the show sometime. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'd absolutely love to. And so he kind of connected us, and then you were gone for 3 weeks, so all that kind of fell by the wayside for a little while, and then now in the new year, here we are.
Okay.
And glad to have him on, because after doing 2 shows with him of something for the weekend, the back and forth, and he's quick on his feet as well, and so I think this promises to be a fun night.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So I guess Joey mentioned earlier, and so you have Landover Studios. That's what you're always in on the chat, right? And
Landover Legend.
Landover Legend, excuse me. And you're out of what, Landover, Maryland?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I lived in Baltimore for a minute back in the day.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible, man. I was in the Coast Guard. I worked over in the yards over there.
You were in the Coast Guard?
Yeah, can you believe
I
it?
didn't realize
I
that.
never talk about it.
No.
But yeah, so I did that, and I hated going to DC more than anything.
Yeah. We have a corporate office just outside of DC, and I hate when I have to go up there too. Yeah. It sucks. So anyway.
So do you have a full studio set up there? Is hence the name, or is that like where does the Landover Legends come from?
That actually came from something in my youth. I was in a turf war with some friends of mine, and the fight that we got into actually made the newspaper. And as being one of the only people from Landover involved in it, I got the nickname Landover Legend. And me always wanting to have my own sound stage made me combine the two, which created Landover Legend Studios.
All right. Interesting. So turf war. What exactly is a turf war? Yeah, I do, because I don't think it's the same thing as what it was in Pulaski.
That's fair.
Well, basically what happened was I'm the type of person, I'm loyal to a fault. I'll follow, anybody that I care for into war. If it's just 2 versus 30, I'm just that type of person. And a friend of mine's ended up getting jumped, and we went to go defend him afterwards, and that ended up being a mistake because it ended up being 10 versus 86. I think that
shit. I thought you were gonna say 10 versus 2.
Now,
okay.
Now those guys, they were so deep that they jumped the security guards who came to break the fight up, and then they turned around and went towards us. And then it just got crazy after that. Like once the police showed up, people start getting hit with beanbag rifles and batons. It was crazy.
Dude, that's like some biblical shit right there.
Yeah.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, high school was fun.
Yeah. Oh man. So this then the studios part of that. I mean, so Landover Legend, that's the nickname from your turf war and your legendary days. But the studios, I mean, like Steven was saying, is like full-fledged recording studio. What is that? What is Landover Legend Studios?
Well, it's a dream in the making. My goal is to create a sound stage where I can give creators a space to host shows, create content, do live projects, have pop-up shops, and things of that nature. When I started my podcast, my goal was to, put me in a situation to where I could become my own boss. And, through developing my show, I realized what I wanted to do. So I wanted to give other people an opportunity to put themselves in the same situation. And I want to do that through my studio.
That's fucking cool. We actually have discussed not that fucking great of an idea, but similar as far as offering production and recording space that couldn't be in Joey's basement, but or that wouldn't be, because who's going to come down here other than myself? But I guess don't even like coming here because it's a creepy fucking basement. But having a space to do that, it's actually really challenging. So that's fucking cool. But yeah.
So you said that this kind of dream is kind of formulated a little bit as you've worked on your own show, and that's the I Can't Make This Up podcast.
Yes.
So what, like, I've listened to a little bit of it. I've read some of the some of the descriptions on some of the other shows that I haven't listened to, whatever. Like, tell me a little bit about it, because it sounds like you're similar to us in that you will talk to anybody about anything as long as you feel like that person is interesting. But I mean, kind of, I guess, put that in your own words, really. Maybe I'm off the mark here, but
yeah, I mean, I think with any show that you want to talk to somebody who's going to give a good conversation and be interesting, like, me personally, I want to give a voice to somebody who isn't being recognized on a daily basis, and at the same time, I want to have the conversations with people that you hear when you're on the street, but you don't see on the news every day because they do the clickbait shit. So my
Gotcha.
goal is to share information with people, through a more relaxed conversation, and hopefully it'll inspire somebody else to not deal with the same old BS that you hear about every day, or the same
Yeah.
old rigmarole that you hear every day.
And that
Gotcha.
sounds so much more admirable than us.
It does.
like Joey's like, yeah, we want to talk to anybody that we think's interesting. It's like, really, we'll just talk to anybody.
Well,
we
we think that at least something is interesting about them.
will initially,
Right.
but that's one thing I find though, and I find it interesting, and I honestly admirable. Like I say that jokingly before, but when people have a purpose behind what they're doing, like him with. I can't make this up. Like with the guys with the juxtaposition,
Troy and Trevor,
Troy
with
and
two
Trevor,
brothers, yeah.
like they have a purpose and a mission behind what they're doing to a point.
Right.
And like I'm just
So
like,
we need a mission statement to put it right here where the shirt used to be.
it's just gonna say who the fuck cares. That's all it's gonna. But no, I mean, I legitimately do. Like I really admire anyone that has meaning for behind anything they do. Like legitimate meaning, not like virtue signaling meaning,
Yeah.
like some arbitrary bullshit, but something they really believe in doing. Because I don't really have any of those things in my life.
I agree. You don't.
Shit.
I
So-
like
go ahead.
the feel for your show, and it's vaguely described as organized confusion. If you don't pay attention to everything that's said, you'll get lost.
Yeah.
That's true. So I don't want to interrupt what we're talking about so far, but I feel like it's a good time because I'd like for Big T to weigh in on it. So we have a section.
Yep.
On
It
our
was
website.
it was in our intro video that shows you where you
but
go.
it's,
Yep.
it's called Tell Us What You Really Think. And it's a spot on our website you can go to, and it's completely anonymous. You can rate each one of us individually and rate the show as a whole. And you can write whatever you want to write. There's no editing. And like I said, we have no idea who it is that writes it. So it's fantastic. So, because I like the thought of how trolly people are on the internet because of anonymity and can say whatever they want to say with no repercussions. I was like, how about if we try to direct that towards us?
Yeah.
But this one's pretty good.
Go
and
ahead.
at first, when I read this at first, I would have thought, I know who said that, but with our general fan base that's grown, now it could be fucking anybody.
Right.
So, all right. First, Joey.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Joey is all right. I like him better than Steven, but not much. But that's just because you can actually understand what he says. 4 stars.
Oh, nice.
All right, Steven. Steven is also all right, but not as all right as Joey, but not terrible. I like him better than Joey if he would quit talking like a drunk bitch sucking a dick. 3 stars.
3 stars.
And then the show,
Okay.
I've had better.
Nice.
5 stars.
Nice.
So
I don't know who that is. I have no clue. I have no clue.
yeah. So somebody else
pretty
on
good.
I talk like I have dicks in my mouth.
That's pretty good. Wow.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, that is
especially
pretty
since
good.
you got 4 stars and I got 3 stars.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Oh man. It's probably whoever that was, somebody that tuned into us on something for the weekend. Every time I would start speaking, a comment would pop up and go, "That guy has a problem." And I never could figure out for sure if they were talking about me, but or if it was just coincidence that it was every time I started speaking.
No, that's probably you.
Probably.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh God.
So,
Yeah.
so how do you release your show? I can't make this up.
I actually got it set up to where I release a trailer for my show on Mondays. As of lately, it's been Tuesdays due to volume increase, and then I release a full episode every Friday.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of work. Like if I had to do more than one thing per week, I would be very irritable.
Even if you don't name them by name, if you do, that's fine. But like, what would you say is the most interesting topic that has come up on that show? Or and even if you just go lately, if you don't go over the span of the whole show, but just at any point, anything that you consider to be one of the most interesting things that's come up.
Well, I answered a young lady who's actually over in the UK. her name is Soma Aura, and she she lived a very interesting life, a very rough childhood coming up. And as she was telling me her story, she was telling me that she was abused by her stepfather, and in the midst of one of her beatings, she had an out of body experience where she felt connected with some beings called the Palladians. And through her explanation, I understood that, that was her way of, finding faith in something through
Yeah.
tragedy. So I was kind of entranced by her story. But people would hear that and assume that she's like off a rocker or something like that. But for me, I never judge a book by its cover, because she goes on to travel most of Europe. She married a monk, and she
That's interesting.
yeah, she
That alone is enough to have a conversation about. Good Lord.
yeah. So I really enjoy meeting people from different cultures and getting to hear their story, because just because someone's 1,000 miles away doesn't mean they don't go through the same thing you do on a daily basis.
Right.
That's true. Now, if he would have ended that story with she then became a kung fu master, sold.
Netflix has got a show in production right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jesus. The marrying a monk thing, though, is what stands out to me. Because I guess I don't think about monks being married, which is strange.
That's very narrow-minded.
It is very narrow-minded of me. But how many monks do you know?
Several.
Yeah. Okay. I know none. Oh,
You're gonna have to
good Lord.
introduce me one day, Steve, and I haven't met a monk myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never met a monk.
Yeah, I have like a whole like crew of monks that I roll with whenever I'm overseas.
Are they secretly among us?
Bravo. Stupid.
Are any of them named Adrian?
Right. Yeah. Felonious
monk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Sure. Jesus. Oh,
No,
Lord.
Jesus was not a monk.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the North American Judeo-Christian
Yeah.
Church would have us think, that he was not a monk.
Exactly.
But
He didn't.
whatever.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You need to mind your P's and Q's
Yeah.
and your J's and your
Oh man.
So one of the guys that I work with comes from a very similar like church background as we
I
do.
thought you were going to say a monk background.
No,
I thought
yes,
you were gonna say he used to be a monk.
That would be fucking
And he left
fantastic.
the monkhood like we left the church.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But we were sitting there the other day and I fucking popped on some like first album DC Talk that I found up on YouTube. And he turned around, he was like,
Do you
what
know who
the-
DC Talk is, T?
No.
So they had
they were the Christian Beastie Boys, but way
Yes.
less good.
right, way less talented. But yeah, they would have like one album be like rock, one album be like rap, and then one album was, I don't know, like Limp Bizkit maybe or something like
It
that. I don't know.
was
They were super popular
Yeah,
in
they
like
were.
Christian youth groups though in the 90s, like super popular.
Yeah, but he didn't talk to me for the rest of the day.
Toby Mac, he's still relatively popular in the Christian community, but
And the
anyway.
other dude started singing for the
Newsboys.
Newsboys.
Yeah.
I
can't remember his
I
name.
hate that I know Michael Tate.
Michael Tate. Yeah,
Michael Tate. I hate
Yeah.
that I know all of this.
right. Well, I can't remember the
But
other
it's
guy's name.
sent
but
me down a Christian rock rabbit hole.
Sure.
Like on YouTube.
Audio Adrenaline,
And
third day.
I hated myself with every click a little bit more. Like some people want to look back and think of, oh, that man that I was made me the man I am today. And like I'm like,
I
don't
wouldn't say
know.
that out loud.
No, not at all.
No, you know how deep into it we were back in the day, though, is that me and Joe and Lauren and someone else were driving through Franklin, Tennessee,
Mhm.
and we knew what kind of old truck that Will McGinnis drove.
Jesus Christ.
And we saw it drive by, and Joe turned around and we went to wherever he was just to say hi to him.
So sad.
So, yeah,
So sad.
it is. We thought we were badass.
Oh, I know.
So, I don't know, whatever.
Was that for like an admiration thing or just like infatuation?
Well, because we were
Even though back then that
little
would have been
of both.
idolatry.
A little of both, yeah. It's a little of little admiration, little infatuation, and probably a lot of coveting. Probably coveting the popularity of their rock band, because that's what we wanted to do. I mean,
Yeah.
That's where we
what it is.
started out. That's how Steven and I met each other, was forming a band
Really
of
shitty
Christian
band.
punks.
Yeah.
So
bad.
so anyway, yeah.
It's like it's the one thing I'm most ashamed of in my life, and I've done a lot of shit to be ashamed of.
You're ashamed of what? Forming a Christian
That
punk
first
band?
Yeah. That's what all the
What
other
you should be ashamed of is the fucking hat you wore on stage.
It's all encompassing, man. Like
He wore an Indiana Jones hat, like the side flipped up and everything on stage.
Wow.
Yep. It was bad.
It was
like that whole period of my life. Out of like I said, all the shitty things I've done is that period of time is the one I'm the most ashamed of.
You know what's equally as sad? You've never looked as good as that period of your life either. and you've never looked that good again. Oh God. Did you grow up religious at all, T?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I got into the church when I was a teen, but that's when, I started, peeping reality when I realized, like the pastor's right-hand man was getting like one of the choir girls pregnant, and
Yep.
it's just like, okay, all right, I know that these people are supposed to be leaders, but how can I follow someone who has faults like anybody else? But they expect, do as I say, not as I do. You know what I mean? So that's what made me kind of back away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because we started when we were a lot younger. So for me, I had this whole thing of like I had to look like I was like a certain way and whatever. And so when you're young too, you buy into it. So you overlook a lot of shit, right? Until you get a lot older, if you grew up the whole time in it. And then for me, it was after I started working in the church that I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And
you see behind the curtain and you're like,
yeah. And then I got divorced for the first time, and everybody's like, yep, can't do anything anymore. Go fuck yourself. And I was like, well, goddamn, I just devoted how many years of my life to try to do this shit?
Well, so you getting divorced, and then the church that I was active in telling somebody they couldn't escort little old ladies into the building with umbrellas when it's raining because they smoke.
Yeah.
Like you weren't allowed to help with the church because you were in the sin of smoking, and your body's a temple and whatnot.
Yep.
And it was those two things together where I was just like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, well, I think we both grew up relatively or very Pentecostal, I think, for the most part. Like you and I never went to church together. It was oddly enough.
Fuck you, Andre.
But Stephen in the Indiana Jones. I've got one somewhere, Andre.
Yeah.
But we grew up very Pentecostal.
It was a Jungle Explorer.
I'm sorry. It was a Crocodile Dundee, not Indiana Jones.
Thank you.
Crocodile Dundee. That's more like it. Yes.
Thank you.
Not Indiana Jones. Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
Very outback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very Steve Irwin.
Very Subaru.
Yeah. we grew up at a very Pentecostal church, speaking in tongues, laying on of hands, and casting out devils, and a lot of that.
Yep.
Showmanship.
But that's also when I discovered, like, outside of the whole, like, one, it sat with me really weird, but I also distinctly remember, and it stuck with me, how emotionally powerful music is outside of any type of even outside of churches, because this pastor was like, part of being a pastor is knowing how to manipulate everyone. And I was like, what? And this when I was like in high school shit, and he was like, yeah, watch this. And then the worship bands playing their thing. And he brought the lights up a little bit, and people were clapping, doing their thing, and he brought the lights down, and everybody got really solemn praying. He was like, see, that's what you have to know how to do when you're running sound back here, is you need to know how to help push that mood and usher the Holy Spirit in. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I started realizing that outside of that, but that's what so much of that shit is not just religion, but in general, like the power of emotional manipulation is huge for controlling people and for directing people where you want them to go. Like if you can create an emotional tie with some shit, then it's fucking game on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's we've talked about before too, even with tech. Like that's one reason I think that Steve Jobs was so fucking brilliant. It's not because like he was a genius as far as creating shit, but he was one of the first creators of technology that was able to make an emotional tie
for sure
to their product, to the point that like having an iPhone was like, it was a lifestyle thing. Like I am like the iPhone is part of my lifestyle. It's part of
an extension of your body,
part of who I am.
Yeah. And
then they marry that. And that works the same with music, with anything. If you get somebody emotionally tied to it, they're going to be committed to that shit.
Yeah. That's why Satan's so good, because he was a worship leader.
Wow.
That's what they used to teach us.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
watching
amazing.
watching a pastor, that's how I learned about neurolinguistic programming.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, you can manipulate somebody to do something that you want without them knowing through repetition.
Yep. That's what say
Yeah.
repetition. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's a reason for their fucking in certain denominations for their cadence. And like you said, the use of repetition in certain areas, and just that it sticks. It's almost like a kid in a nursery rhyme type of deal. It repeats, and it's got I don't know. It's crazy interesting.
Alliteration is another thing that works wonders in the church. So, did any of you ever speak in tongues? If so,
I was 100%
so,
pretending, Andre. 100%.
did you receive? I can't read the rest of his comment there. If so, did you really catch the spirit, or were you pretending? I think one time I thought I caught the spirit.
Yeah.
But definitely there are times I was pretending.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, also that
just like
was,
when you fall out, there's some of those times you're pretending, and there are plenty of times that I dug my heels in and was like, nah, you're not going to push me over this time.
Yeah. Well, for me, that was before I had any type of like antisocial personality disorder diagnosis and shit. And so for me, it was like just to fit in, to have that appearance of being like in the same vein.
Better than the ones that can't talk in the spirit.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But just having like, because there's nothing, no idea.
Well, you wanted to be able to say to another fellow teenager, you wanted to be able to, you wanted to be able to say to a fellow teenager and go, you know what? It'll come, brother. It'll come.
No, not even once. Not even once.
Bullshit. There's no way you're in a church and never uttered those words. I don't believe that.
I swear to God, I didn't.
But
I wasn't a pious motherfucker in the church. I just did enough to feel like I fucking fit in.
I didn't consider it piety. I just thought that's just what you said to people.
Really?
That was like condolences or whatever.
Just keep rubbing it, man. It'll come.
That's right.
Just keep rubbing it. It's fine. You just got to keep pressing in. Let him inside you. It'll come, brother. It'll come.
Man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Oh god.
Down little trip down fucking
really.
Memory lane. We've fallen so far.
Yeah, we have.
What instruments did you guys play?
Bass. I started out on drums, then changed to bass guitar when we formed a band, and
I play guitar very poorly.
I think you play guitar better than I play bass.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Hey, I will tell you this. Andre has heard some of your shit.
Oh god damn it.
I sent him the shit we recorded in 08.
Oh god damn.
That's the only thing I had. We were talking one night
iTunes
about
link of some of the new shit that I did that's so much better than the garbage we did in 08.
He wanted to hear something you and I did together.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. It's not your best, but it's not bad.
Oh, it's bad.
I'm
ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of anything.
No, whatever.
I'd like to hear that as well.
I'm ashamed we've been friends for this long.
I'll send you. I'll find a iTunes link or something, so you can just listen to any of his stuff.
Jesus.
So anyway,
at least I never made a worship album. Give me that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not album, no, but I mean, I feel like you wrote some worship songs back in the day.
I didn't.
All right.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I don't know. Back in the grind plate.
Yeah, I got that kind of. I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, do you ever do any music? T? You ever play any instruments? Do any recording? Anything like that?
No, I dabbled in music a little bit, but it never was my passion. My passion is actually storytelling and writing, things of that nature. Which is actually how my show got created,
Okay. So like comedic storytelling, or you mean, what do you mean?
So I live a very trivial life. I've had experiences as where I've met a serial hitchhiker. I've been threatened by the police. As I was wrongly identified and things of that nature. I've even had a drunk driver hit me, ask me what am I doing, and then pull off on me. Stuff like that. So with these type of situations, and I would recite, my pain to other people, it would make them laugh. So they told me that I can't just tell them this is the story, I have to tell it to the world. So that's how I created I Can't Make This Up.
So, can you give me a Cliff's Notes version of that story? I mean, a drunk driver hits you. I mean, got
Okay,
that part. Like,
so I bought this little beater car to drive back and forth to work. And the night that I put tags on it, I'm heading back home, and lady rams in the back of me. She hits me so hard. She hits me so hard that the seatbelt catches me, throws me in the back seat, and I pass out for about 2 minutes. When I wake up, I get out the car, the whole trunk is pushed in, and she's backing out of my car. When she backs out of my car, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? You just hit me. Get out of your car. She was like, no, I didn't. And then pulled off. So I get her tag. I call the police. I call the police. And, by the way, when she hit me, she pushed me into another vehicle. So when the police came, they seen the accident. They looked at me. Then they looked at the other guy, and they told me that I'm getting a ticket because I was speeding. I said, I didn't do this to my trunk. And he was like, oh, what happened here? And I'm like, I got hit in the back. Of course, that's what happened. So, he takes the report, cars got totaled, had to go to court. And come to find out, she wasn't even the owner of the vehicle, and she wasn't on the guy's insurance, that the car she was driving. So it was a nightmare.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's not. I mean, that's awful. That's not what I had in vision when you said drunk driver hit you. I thought you were just like walking down the street, come out of store, and somebody just up on the sidewalk hit you with their car at first.
When I was 8 years old on my birthday, hit and run driver hit me off my bike.
Jesus, man.
Within 2 hours of me putting it together and riding it, you know how, back in the day before the people start driving mountain bikes, when you got your pedals vertically, you can either go back or forth. But if it's a little bit too forward, you can't go back to hit the brake. Well, I was coming to the end of my corner and it went forward. And as I entered the street, I saw this green. All I remember was a green car. It could have been a caddy, could have been a Lincoln. And then I woke up to ambulance blaring and my neighbors and everyone around me. And the first question I had was, where's my bike? Because it was my birthday. I'm missing my bike, but it ended up getting crushed and the guy ended up getting away.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
My little cousin got hit by a car when he was like 3, and we called him Bumper Boy for the most of his youth. But, yeah.
My little cousin, when he was around 27, got hit by a car walking across. He had spun off the interstate in the snowstorm, and he and my uncle were walking across the interstate to get off of the interstate, and a Suburban coming down the interstate hit black ice, and it was white out, like you couldn't see.
Right.
Hit him, like at whatever the speed they were going, hit him and threw him about 50 feet. And the doctor said because he never saw it coming, that's what saved him.
In the snow, obviously.
Well, he landed in a puddle, and that probably stopped the swelling.
The water, yeah,
right. But no, it's what he said. He never tensed up because he never saw it coming. Right. So because he never tensed up, nothing broke.
Yeah,
it's great. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, real quick, Trevor said just sharing the show, checking in with my guys, killing it. Yeah, I love you, Trevor. And then Andre asked, "Hey, Big T, are any massage stories there, Big T?"
What's up with this obsession in my massage stories? Like,
it's all Andre, man. So Big T has got specific rules about who he will and will not give massages to or receive massages from.
Sweet. Where do you put in an application for that?
I don't know.
I got some magic fingers. Let me tell you right now.
Oh, good luck to that.
In and out, you'll never feel a thing.
Yeah. That's not true.
I'm just saying I can find the prostate like
that. That's not a massage.
Well, I mean, it's just a massage.
Tomato.
Hitting the erogenous zones.
Erogenous.
Oh man, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Andre seems to bring up massages pretty often with tea. So,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
know what these rules are. You obviously know. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, I don't know all of the I don't know the hardcore things, but I've heard a couple of things that are like, don't give a massage to a man, don't get a massage from a man, and
That's okay.
So those are a couple of the rules. I don't know anything else I'm missing. T.
No, those are the only rules.
Oh, those are the only rules. Okay, I felt like there might be a couple other rules. Like you're not gonna rub a woman's feet if they're just fucked up. But I don't know. That's me. So.
No, at that time in my life, I was like 26, and I'm unlicensed, but I'm experienced, so I can't be picky.
That's the line I use
And
on everybody.
no, seriously. So I got to a point. I started studying anatomy so I could, you know, end up getting more business from satisfied customers. But it got to a point to where these some married, some in a relationship wanted to get, a little extra, and I couldn't do that, especially with them, coming to my place. So that's one thing I don't do. I don't bring women that I plan on having a one night stand with to my place. That's too
Oh, yeah.
close to
That's a
home.
good rule.
Yeah, that's what bar bathrooms are for.
So how long were you in the massage business?
About a year and a half, and that's when I started. Oh, I ain't gonna say I started. I started dancing unofficially for 3 months. I went by the name Muffin Top.
That's what I'm saying. Now, is
I
this
love
Magic
it.
Mike style dancing, or is this like
Yes, it is.
ballroom
Yeah,
dancing?
yeah. I was
Okay.
doing private shows for girls. Yeah,
Muffin Top. All right.
yeah.
Interesting.
If I ever thought once in my life as a younger man that I could have made money doing that, I would have in a heartbeat.
You could still make money, dude. There's a niche for everything. You may be dancing with own guys,
really,
but there's a
say
niche.
really pale, pot-bellied white guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can market yourself as the blonde bear.
It's all about how you entertain them. You can have no rhythm, but as long as you're entertaining, you definitely gonna get tipped out.
First thing you have to do is buy some of that underwear with the elephant trunk sewn into the end of it. That's what the first thing you got to do.
That's the first rule.
It's the first thing you have to do.
Okay.
It's the first thing. You show up with some regular Speedos or Tommy Johns or something like that. It's not going to work.
No. I'm gonna go all tidy whities and wife beaters
There you go.
and a gold fucking chain.
They might pay you to leave.
Just a bolo.
You're gonna wear your Crocodile Dundee hat.
Yeah, right. And socks, white tube socks.
Muffin Top.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Do well in the dancing? I mean, make good money doing that?
It was decent, like 300 a party, something like that.
I mean, how long is a party? An hour, 2 hours, what?
Yeah, so, sometimes 2 to 2.5 hours. Sometimes it'll be a little longer, but I didn't have anything to do. I set it up that way.
I mean, that's
all right. So
pretty fucking good money.
So real talk. How much did you close at the end of that? At the end of those evenings?
That's what I was gonna say.
It was business. You can't mix business with pleasure. Now, if it was
it is business if you're getting paid to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. But if I mess around and give a girl some pipe, and someone feels some type of way, then I can't go back to that person for another business engagement because
I got you.
I'm gonna assume the massage business works kind of the same way too. So,
well, like I said, you can't mix business with pleasure. I had to, of course, I stopped services with some people to have some extra marital things going on afterwards, just so I wasn't mixing it too. But
yeah,
hey, I was in my 20s, like I said.
Yeah. So you said extra marital. Like, were you married or they were married or both?
They were at that time. I didn't mind. As I got older, I learned to respect that.
Yeah. Andre said, so what did you have to do at the parties? Were you stripping? I think that I think we all understand he was stripping at the parties. Stripping them women and all that money.
Yeah, I'm giving Andre all types of ammunition right now.
I know, right?
Isn't it past your bedtime?
Yeah. he is up late.
Oh, pish posh.
Oh,
eat some
God.
goddamn biscuits and go to bed.
Wow.
Tea drinking motherfucker. I'm kidding.
Man.
I love Andre.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, good Lord.
It's good.
Jesus.
Let's just all shit on Juxtaposition and Andre like this whole rest of the
Just
show.
all
That's
this?
all we do.
Wow.
Oh,
I
man.
can't do that. Those are my guys, you know.
Yeah.
No, they're
yeah.
they're good dudes. They really are. I just
Well, I can shit on them because they're my guys. That's just
I'm just ostracized from everybody.
yeah, you are. You are. Yeah. 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 It's funny. You weren't asked to be a part of that show.
No, and I know there are very specific reasons for that, and I'm completely fine with it.
Oh no.
I'm assuming they don't enjoy hearing people say cunt on that particular show excessively.
No, you know,
No, because I'm
It's
going to
not an-
backtrack
it's
and
not
then
a
I'm going to
completely-
divulge to name calling.
sure, but it's not exactly a clean show, but
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not explicit like we are. But
Yeah.
I think I have yet to say one swear word
Yeah,
on that
it's
show.
impressive.
It is impressive. I've surprised myself. So,
Well, I don't swear around the kids. I've told you that before.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I have a fuck. I will say though, I slipped the other day, and I was sitting there with. I've only cussed around them. Like I've only cussed.
So
with them
Steven's
twice.
kids are significantly younger than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he said-
Andre said, "Yeah, this ain't the end of the discussion, muffin tops." No, so like I don't cuss around the kids, and I just it's one of those things in my mind. It's not that I feel like cussing is bad, but I don't let them cuss because I've told them before. It's like you can cuss all the fuck you want when you're grown, but like you need to learn the self control now. Like
Yes.
I know you guys cuss like sailors with your friends
Right.
and in your head, but you need to learn to be able to turn it off, turn it on.
Yep.
And you know when Eli's 18 and I let him say whatever now, but
Yeah.
But the other day I was talking to Lyric about some shit she was putting on something, and I just slipped in like, oh yeah, that fucking thing. And it just came out because I guess she's older, and she goes, oh, Dad. yeah, my bad. And then I had both in the car, and some lady just absolutely just cut me off, and I was like, what the fuck? And that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's only 2 times I've
It was-
cussed in front of them.
It was funny hearing both of my boys. So they're the older two. My daughter's the youngest. I don't know who that is,
Don't
but
either.
all right.
But-
yep. So
That's my boy Patrick.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So we had oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Well,
you.
no, I was gonna say, like, once my kids hit a certain age, I told everyone else in the family, like, you say whatever you want around another, whatever, 16 years old.
Yeah.
They hear,
That's
they
usually, like,
probably
the-
hear worse than you were going to say
Yeah.
anyway, or whatever. But as the kids hit adulthood, and I really started kind of just saying whatever I would normally say around, and both of the boys were like, we had no idea, like,
Yeah.
no clue that you knew how to put those phrases together like that. And I'm like,
And I'll still outcuss any like
Yeah,
like I
the same.
yeah, it's like an art. You can sew words
Yeah.
together. Well, Jude got me again. So we're on the way back yesterday from their house, and
how old is he now?
he is 11 now.
Okay.
And I had to get onto him for this one just because sister's in
Ah.
the car or whatever. But he was like, "Dad, do you remember Candace?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You remember my friend Candace?" I was like,
Oh,
"What?" I
no.
was like, "Candace." He goes, "Candace Wiener fit in your mouth." And I was like,
Oh,
"Jesus,
God.
no." And I hadn't heard the Candace. I know that
I knew right where he
D's-
was
yeah.
going with it. I thought he was going to say dick. I didn't know he was going to say
Yeah,
wiener.
He did say dick. He just says wiener, but I still, or maybe he said boner. I don't remember, but it was, and I'd never even, it didn't register with me because I'm used to being on guard for the D's nuts and all that other shit he throws out.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't do that. So, like other adult, because like I'm just waiting for him to pull that shit out with like his grandmother. You know what I mean? Just be like, Jesus Christ, kid.
Well, so a year ago when we were at the hockey game, local hockey game. It's me and the wife, all three kids, and then Gabe's girlfriend, Kelsey.
Mhm.
We're all at the hockey game. And my youngest son, who at the time would have been 20.
Mhm.
And so then my oldest son would have been 24. And my youngest son, who's 20, says to my oldest son, while we're waiting on the game to start, he goes, you still like tapes and CDs, right? Gabe goes, I mean, I don't have any, but sure, whatever. He goes, what do you mean? And he's like, tape this dick on your forehead so you can see these nuts. my oldest son goes, I think you own my house now.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. So yeah, all my kids are, well, I mean, I guess if you count, not count, but Eli is closer, to Olivia. He's 18. She's almost 21.
Yeah.
So, but my youngest moved out of the house this weekend. My wife and I are officially empty nesters now.
Yeah. Good.
We
congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. It just happened to happen on the week that we had both.
I'd also like to congratulate you on failing your daughter and being a piece of shit dad.
I know.
Welcome to the club.
It's pretty rough.
It's good to have you here.
It was pretty bad because I was sick and I couldn't help her move out, and so it's pretty rough.
Time.
It's pretty rough. So yeah. Oh well, bitch. It is what it is. But whatever.
Did you pay for anything?
No, I gave her a TV, and I mean, I pay for the car that she drives, but no, she's found the house on her own, pays the rent on her own. Took her dog with her, and moved her furniture and everything with some friends, and that's it. The only contribution I made is loading up a couple of things in the car, and then gave her a TV that I had here. So that's it.
See, like I'm so like Eli's out of the house this summer. So fucking stoked. And my kids, I have them every other weekend. I get them from North Carolina. And then I only have 7 years left total for all the kids to get the fuck out so I can do shit I want to do. Yeah. So excited.
Now, what if they want to go to school locally and still live at home?
Different. If they're in school full time, I'm okay with that. But as long as they're doing something, but they're not going to sit the fuck at home and not do shit.
Oh, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
And and if they don't, like I told you, like before we decided to go the Navy route, I was like, you're either school full time and you can live here for free. I said, or you're working full time and you're paying me fucking rent. And even then you're going to have rules. And so he was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the only rules, like at 18, if he's working full time and paying rent, it's more of don't wake me the fuck up when you come in at night.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that type of shit. You're not going to be banging bitches in the fucking basement.
Loudly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Just fucking put a hand over the mouth, man. Keep that shit down.
I was going to say, if he does, then you just have to bang his mom loudly. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids, T?
No, I don't.
I'm not sure if I'd say congratulations.
No, congratulations.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he wants kids and he just hasn't had any yet. I don't know. Okay.
Well, then he'll have kids and then fucking regret having kids. So
I got 7 nephews and 11 nieces. So
wow.
I'm just waiting for a National Uncle's Day to come out.
Good luck.
So did you set the precedence? Do you buy all of your nieces and nephews like presents for Christmas and birthdays and shit?
The ones under 12, the rest of them are ungrateful.
Okay, that's a decent rule. I see my sister, my nieces and nephews, I don't buy them shit for any holiday because they're not my fucking kids.
Interesting.
Yeah. I never have. I started that when they were little though. Like they're like, oh, it's JJ's birthday. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Happy
birthday. I'll show up and I'll eat cake and shit. And their present is I fucking decided to show up.
Yeah.
So that's But that's always been my thing. But I'm, weirdly disconnected with shit like that. But I feel no obligation to buy anyone anything ever. Like I get my own kids shit, but that's it.
Well, I asked my wife, at what age do our kids have to get to where we, is Big T in a relationship? We'll get to that in just a second. I asked my wife, if Christmas is they're all adults now. At what point do we spend less money at Christmas on them? And she said, well, as long as we're not struggling or whatever, I don't see why we would cut back anything. And if we were doing significantly better, then why wouldn't we spend a little more? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what we're buying.
I feel like it shifts. After you're 18 and on your own, then presents and shit revolve around things they need in their lives.
We bought Gabe a bunch of tools and things like that.
And to me, those are reasonable presents for kids because then at the point you're on, you're like, I'm not getting you a goddamn PlayStation. You're a grown fucking person that can get a goddamn job, buy your own fucking PlayStation.
What about money?
What's that?
What about just giving money instead of buying gifts?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase it. I think it depends. If they don't need anything, I have no problem, money, but but the value of what I give you monetarily is going to be less than what I would get you if you needed something.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not how my wife works.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, it's your birthday. I'll give you 50 fucking bucks. But hey, you're needing like a fucking new set of tires on your car and you don't have the money to pay for it. I'll put new tires on your car.
Yeah.
Like that's how
Okay.
it is. That's how the fuck it works. Cause I'm a parent. Like I'm there to like help them,
Sure, I get
not
that.
fucking
Yeah.
give them shit.
I get that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And even then, we only get each kid one present every year. And that budget's gone up as they've gotten older because the shit they want's more expensive.
Sure.
But used to, I wouldn't spend more than $25 on one of the kids because
Interesting.
when they're 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, they don't give a fuck. Like they have no concept of the value of things.
I agree with that.
And so I've never understood why people are like,
Fortunately, my wife
I spent $200 on my why? They're 6.
Right.
You could have bought them a fucking $5 action figure or Barbie or what the fuck ever at Walmart, and they're going to be just as fucking happy. So what I've always tried to do is get them one thing that I know they really want. And so like this year with my daughter, she's super into music and shit now. So I bought her a nice pair of headphones, like Bluetooth, what the fuck ever. And it's the greatest thing ever. She uses them every fucking day.
Yeah.
All the time. As opposed to getting like 20 different things that she doesn't give a fuck about any of them. So that's how I look at it. And then as they get older, like Eli this year, he got a little bit of cash because, whatever. And then when he moves out, like I'll go, not for a holiday, but I'll hook him up. Like we'll buy us some linens and cleaning shit, like all like the new house stuff,
Sure.
When he first moves into that. And after that, it's like, you're in the fucking military, dude. You have everything you need. Like you have
Right.
no other bills.
That's true.
Like he's going to take over as soon as he's out of the fucking house. He takes his own goddamn phone bill back to him. He pays his own fucking insurance. He's the fuck cut off that shit.
Interesting.
Yeah. And again, I expect the fact that he's learning to handle money. He's going to have times where he calls like, guys, I don't have gas money, and then, you help him out for sure. But then it's like, okay, why do you not have gas money? Well, I spent fucking $400 on fucking Skittles and Mountain Dew and, 3 video games and the fucking whatever. And like, in my Pornhub subscription.
Like, I'll pay for your gas. You send me your video games.
Yeah, exactly. But at that point, like, it's life lesson shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Isn't Pornhub free?
Pornhub.
I mean,
they have a premium fucking service if you want to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, goddamn Swayze.
That's his friend Patrick.
Yeah. I just
All
like
right.
the Swayze.
So pull up what Andre said.
Okay, let's go.
Andre
Let's take it
says,
back.
is T in a relationship? Is Big T in a relationship?
You're breaking up. What'd you say?
He said, Andre wants to know, are you in a relationship?
Oh, he says he's breaking up. That's the.
Oh, I see. No, I get it. Yeah. All right.
It's complicated.
Ah,
So just because you're having relations don't mean in a relationship.
that's right. Yeah. Okay. It's complicated.
I like he just takes a drink and looks away. He's like, nah, fuck that. Not answering that question.
I
What's your
did.
faith say?
Yeah. Yeah. It's complicated. Okay. Interesting. What complicated because you can't see each other due to COVID or what?
It's various extenuating circumstances. So without
Well, have her
going
call
into
in.
details.
Have her call in. We'll talk it out.
Well, what I hear when someone says that, and I have no clue what's going on, but what I hear when someone says that is someone's married.
Oh no,
That's what I hear.
No,
Okay,
definitely,
well, there you go.
definitely not that.
I'm wrong. All right.
Or they're pre-op.
Oh, gotcha. Pre-op.
So
There you
so
go.
everyone gets 3 strikes, Stevens. That's one for you.
Yeah. So Sway says batshit crazy woman he meets. Ah,
Yeah, he knows about my past and
Yeah.
my crazy encounters. So
Oh,
yeah.
well, does he want to call in and tell us about it?
I'm pretty sure he'd much rather me to go into detail about it.
Don't let the subject go. No, don't worry, Andre. I'm not going to. No, they both say that. No. So
I'm just happy I got a strike. I haven't got the strike. in a
you
while.
got the strike. Right. You don't even like baseball anymore.
Right.
So it's complicated. I was wrong about the married part.
Let's get all Avril Lavigne on this shit.
I am. Why has it got to? Why? I don't even know anymore. I'm too old to remember that lyric. I don't know. Oh God. What extenuating circumstances is complicated. No one's married. Did you beat somebody's kid's ass because they were acting up, and that's a problem, or what happened?
No, I'm all I'm gonna say is that the ball is in her court.
Oh, okay. Some what was that? What was the movie? Yes, go into detail. Just one encounter. I was gonna say,
man, your friends are brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ball's in her court.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel like that's a
I was
euphemism.
trying to think about what was that movie where what's his name's holding the boombox up outside the window.
Say anything.
Yeah, say anything. I couldn't think of that. So
Wasn't that Patrick Dempsey?
no,
John
what
Cusack.
No.
John Cusack. Yep. there you
John.
go.
Okay. All right.
John Cusack was Can't Buy Me Love. That was it.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Not John Cusack. Patrick
he-
Dempsey was Can't Buy Me Love. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he drove off with the girl on the riding lawnmower at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn, Andre.
Andre says she got balls.
Now Andre's got a strike.
Oh yeah. He's on 2 right now.
You must be high on all them crumpets.
Oh man. Thanks for the subscription, Patrick.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay, balls in her court. Trying to think.
See, I'm happy to let this go, but
Are
you're
you?
just digging in. Yeah, I don't care.
That's fun.
And Steven, that's why I like you better.
Goddamn right. Even if I do talk like a drunk bitch sucking a dick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah. Okay.
I have more respect for other people than you do.
Is that what it is? Okay. Is that what it is? All right. Oh man. I'll tell you what.
Have I mentioned lately? I'm so glad you have COVID.
Yeah, you have mentioned it earlier when you pulled up and I was coughing my head off. You're like, "This is so great."
No,
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
I mean,
Like every time you lower the fucking, which I'm glad you're doing, and thank you for that. By
Yeah,
the way, it
you're
makes
welcome.
my job easier. But every time you turn that fader down and hack off to the side, I'm just like,
it's fine. Okay.
It's kind of like when you're a kid, right? And you have somebody that you're really competitive with, and you see them like trip and fall or something like that, and that whole happiness that happens on the inside. And not that we're competitive, I just enjoy seeing people I know fail.
I felt that way every year in the Special Olympics.
Right.
Like multiple gold medals for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. That is a good place to take a break. We're about right at it, and we're pretty close to an hour anyway.
Yep.
So we'll take a quick break. If you're hanging on watching live, then just hang tight. We'll be back in roughly 20 minutes. Is that going to work for you, T?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. All right. So we'll be back in roughly 10 minutes.
Yep. All right.
And we are back.
I switched this up for the second half.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, look at you.
I switched the sides. I put Big T on the left. And
All
mostly because whenever I pull out the fucking chat window and shit, it covers his face up. So now we can actually see him when that's going on. Because I get tired of looking at myself because I'm disgusted every time I do.
You're wearing that blue hoodie again.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
You have no idea. No, because like Amanda every time is like, oh, I think you still look great to me. I'm like, you fucking liar.
You're
There's-
biased.
There's no way. There's no way. It's me, and it's because like I'm moderately unbiased with that shit. Like I have a pretty like real view on a lot of things. I'm like, yeah, no, there's no fucking way. I don't understand.
I agree. Yeah.
Like I've got a big ass hook nose. I'm chubby
That's
as
true.
I'm chubby as fuck right now. And from the side profile, it looks like my nose and my chin are trying to kiss.
That's funny.
Like I'm fully aware. Fully aware.
Good Lord.
Well, like you've seen Jesse's nose. So it's a wonder that like Lyric and Jude don't have just fucking giant goddamn noses.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Oh God.
Jude has asked more than once, can I come on the podcast, Dad? I'm like, no. I won't even tell him what it's called because he'll look
That's
that
good.
shit up. Yeah.
That's good. He'll let your mom hear. He'll let his mom hear
Oh
it.
god damn, that'd be so bad. But yeah, he's like, Dad, can I come on for a while? Can I come on an episode? I'm like, no, sir, you cannot.
This is my safe space.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll let him call in every now and then if we have a guest that he like wants to. Like he called in for
Reese, yeah.
for Reese Roper, who's a singer from a band that we grew up liking and he loves. And then Jay Nielsen from he was on from Forged in Fire. Let Jude tell him, because Jude asked me if you've ever been punched in the butthole. That was like the first question my kid asked. Yeah.
Yeah. The two of the three people we've had on with some celebrity, he's asked one, how did he learn to play guitar? And the guy doesn't play guitar.
Yep.
And then he asked Jay, has he ever been punched in the butthole?
Yep. And then the joke, why did the chicken cross the road to bomb North Korea? Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Oh God. So before
my kids are gonna be so fucked when they're grown.
Yeah. Well,
why is that a second go-to question? Like,
I don't know. Because it's his kid. That's it.
My kid.
It's his kid. Yeah.
Well, I told him the other day, he said something about going outside when it was really cold and just wearing like shorts. I was like, dude, it's gonna freeze your wiener off. He's like, can I get a prosthetic wiener? And he was like, I was like, yeah, you'd have to, because it would freeze off. And he goes, can I get one that's always like a boner? I was like, no. What?
No, you got to get one like what's Larry Flint, where it's got the little button in the ball sack that you press and it goes erect.
Yeah, but all the time. That was the first time he'd ever said boner, so it's a newer word. I guess he's learned from his buddies, so now everything's like that. He's just a boner all the time.
Larry Flint's dick is an interesting thing because it's like no. Do you remember the pumps back in the day? The shoes, the Reebok, the pumps. That's what his dick is like. You pump it up basically with a button in his balls, and it gets it erect, and then he can have
anything?
Sex. I don't know. He's got to. Otherwise, why are you having sex?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
for the show.
Well, who's showing? He's not showing anybody. He's sitting in his gold wheelchair. Wheelchair.
No, for his personal show.
I guess so.
Because just because you're an invalid doesn't mean you don't like fucking naked women or men, depending on your persuasion.
Sure, but I don't know. I would assume he's got to feel something.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not. I mean, he got shot and paralyzed. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, if I had no feeling in my hand, would that keep me from finger blasting anyone? No, it fucking wouldn't. Because at that point, it's all about their pleasure, not mine.
I understand that. Sure. Okay. Touche.
That's a hard. That's difficult, man. Once you lose one of your favorite things about yourself and you can't do anything about that, it's like virtual reality.
So you would continue to have sex even if you've got nothing out of it?
If I could make shit work, yeah. Because I'm getting something out of it.
What?
Frustration and visual stimulation.
But you could get the visual stimulation without having to actually get, hot and sweaty.
No, you're not getting hot and sweaty because you're not doing anything.
As big as you are, you're fucking getting hot and sweaty. You're getting hot and sweaty.
I get hot and sweaty walking outside and back.
Sounds like you have to go see your doctor for that exam after your session with your lady.
See, I'm just saying, right? Like if you get any enjoyment out of, because there's a difference in just seeing a girl naked and seeing a girl like you're basically a human dildo at that point in time.
Okay.
And that's a whole different show live than just seeing a girl walking around naked. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you may be onto something there.
And then you lay on like some type of vibrating massager, and then you're just like a fucking invalid Sibian.
Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. You did that. It made me think of Halle Berry in Monsters Ball.
Dude, I was told him the other day, I said every now and then in my mind out of nowhere, I just get, make me feel good.
Make me feel good.
Yeah. Oh God. It just pops in.
So
goddamn Billy Bob Thornton.
Halle Berry has been in these Caesar Sportsbook commercials lately.
Mm-hmm.
That woman doesn't look like she's aged in the last 15 to 20 years. Like she's fucking smoking hot. I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, she's going to be one then that is going to hit her all at once. She's going to
so?
Yeah, yeah. That's how it is. Like
never hit Betty White.
It was because she looked old as fuck from the time she was like 30.
Look, back in the day, Betty White was pretty damn hot.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
In the day.
Yeah. Yep. And then
talking like season 2 of Golden Girls.
One thing I will say though, I don't care how shitty this sounds. Did you at all find it amusing that she had already filmed like her 100th anniversary birthday special?
Thought about that.
She just in an interview about how great she felt to be healthy at 99. It was going to be 100.
Yeah.
All these big plans, and then just fucking gone.
I don't understand why those people played her representation, or whoever played the video on her 100th birthday, and she's dead, and you played her 100th.
Oh, do they still play it?
I mean, I saw the video the other day, and the first thing I thought was, "Oh, she looks a lot rougher than I thought she did." That's the first thing I thought, and I love Betty White. I think Betty White's a goddamn U.S. treasure.
That was just
I
a
mean,
fucking corpse up there.
well, I guess so. I don't know, but I think she's just fucking brilliant.
Louis Anderson died today.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Fucking
Fucking Bob Saget just died, and fucking Meatloaf.
Meatloaf too. That was another.
That was
one.
the trifecta.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this came in forward. Betty White.
I didn't know Louis Anderson died.
Yeah, so I saw it either this morning or yesterday morning that Louis Anderson died. Yeah, and Bob Saget was older than I thought he was too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I mean, not the I guess the 2022 trifecta, but over the last month, that's 4 or 5 that have just gone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Good riddance. You know what I'm saying?
2022 is coming in hot.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Starting off with a bang.
yeah, I don't know.
The Bob Saget one was crazy.
That was because he
He
no
just done
foul
like
play.
a show. Yeah.
Yeah, he done a show, tweeted out that the crowd was great, and then dead.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Like Betty White was not a shock. I'm like, everybody was like, I can't believe it. I was like, she was fucking 99 years old. And granted, she had seemed in good health.
yeah. That's, we shouldn't be surprised, but it's like,
Yeah.
she's like one of those mainstays. It's like, I guess she'll be 120.
Yeah,
at some point.
but I'm just saying, like right now, if like my grandmother died, I wouldn't be like,
Sure.
oh, I can't believe it. It's like she's fucking 80 something.
Right.
At that point, you can be completely healthy and your body's just like, nah, fuck it. It
Yeah.
just shuts the fuck down.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get really fucking old.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway. And even like Meatloaf was what, 74?
Something like that. But that's still a young death nowadays.
Nowadays,
I mean,
I guess.
but depending on what he was like,
COVID.
I mean, he was bitch tits back in Fight Club. So I mean, that caught up with him.
Yeah.
You know, that's
And- but
interesting because I saw one of the things about his death called him the star of the movie Fight Club. I don't think he was the star.
He's not the star.
He was not the star.
No.
I think there are at least 3 other people that were
Like to me, his best role was in Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny.
That's true.
It's good.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Long fucking time ago.
Anyway. Yeah.
That was what, 2008?
Something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But
then people like Bob Saget, they were shocked, but he did a lot of drugs back in the day.
did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember ever
Back in the
hearing
day.
about that. I've always heard that he's one of the nicest guys that there
Yeah.
was in.
Well,
in
it always,
comedy
yeah, I
in
know. It's like, there
Hollywood.
goes getting him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Fucking ruined my plans. The fucking nerve.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So did you see that Ben's company got bought
I did.
and they rebranded? But the lady that bought it is the official stylist, actually, that's of like Ryan Reynolds
Interesting.
and a bunch of other guys. I was like, God damn it, I better get fucking Ryan on this show now. It better
good
fucking
luck.
happen.
Good luck with that.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Even if it's a canned, like, interview type of
Yeah.
shit, I don't fucking care.
So we have a buddy here in Knoxville that's been on the show a few times, and he's co-owner of a barbershop here, and then he owned a hair product company, made like beard oil and hair pomades and things for men.
And it was outstanding.
It was
shit.
great. It's honestly, and I've tried so many different things throughout my life. It's the best stuff I've ever had, like honestly. And he recently sold his company. But he's had several write-ups in men's magazines and things, and then it's the product used on several celebrities. Their stylists use it on them, things like that. But his company, he recently sold his company. I hope he did well in the sell. I don't know, but anyway.
I talked to him the other day and said, hey guys, maybe I can come back on the show now and not edit myself. I was like, yeah, come on.
I didn't feel like he edited himself.
He
then.
did a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
He's welcome to come over here anytime.
I wouldn't.
So, well, no, but
If we didn't do this show, I would never come over here.
yeah, that's probably true. So, T, you got anything else specifically pertaining to you that you want to talk about before we get into some news?
That'd be kind of cocky to talk about myself. Or
No, go for it.
You
That's
know.
why you're here. We want you to talk about.
Well, obviously, if you did some dancing, you fucking are pretty goddamn cocky. Swinging that fucking thing around. Go ahead.
That's right.
Nah, I mean, to be quite honest, I'm a real laid back type of dude. I like to engage in a good conversation, But Pat wanted me to tell you about one of my encounters, so I'll tell you about one of the times I got catfish, and
Okay.
yes,
Oh shit!
That's great.
it's
I like you
been
said one
multiple
of the times.
times. So, have you guys ever heard of the dating app POF?
Yes.
Yes, plenty of fish.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was unaware of how sketchy the app could be, and when I was using it, it was always hit or miss, you know. And one of the first times I used it, I interacted with a young lady, and her profile had all these group pictures, and she told me that she was the tallest girl that was in the picture, and she was like 5'10", thick, like real voluptuous, right? And I'm just like,
Mhm.
okay, it's rare that I meet a girl who's taller than 5'5", 5'7", something like that, almost my height. And conversation was good. We set up the date, and Saturday night, I done worked 60 hours this week. My intentions are to sit down with a young lady and see what happens at the end of the night. And I get to the restaurant and I text her. I'm like, I hear. She's like, yeah, I'm at the bar. I have this on, and she described the outfit. And I go, I go to the bar and I'm looking for the outfit, but the person wearing the outfit doesn't match her picture.
Mhm.
So I text her and I'm like, hey, where at the bar are you? And then she described it. So I go over to the bar. I sit next to this girl and I pull up the POF profile and I put it up beside her face. And I'm like, this isn't you.
Yeah.
So in the pictures on the profile, there was like this one girl who was always in the corner who was shaped like a pumpkin. And that's who I ended up meeting, you know?
Yeah.
She didn't mean tallest, she meant widest.
Yeah. But the question is, did you continue forward with the evening just to hit it and quit it?
No. So this is what happened.
A gentleman. He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
So she told me why she lied, and her excuse was her confidence. She said she was attracted to me, and that usually happens. She was short. She was like 4'11", almost
Oh,
5,
shit.
and I'm 6'1", so whatever. So I told her, I said, look, um, I understand you was insecure, whatever, but I don't deal with liars. But I did plan on, having a meal. So we're gonna sit here like two adults. We're gonna eat our food. We're gonna have a conversation. At the end of the night, I'm never gonna see you again. And that's what we did. We sat, we talked, and the conversation was okay. And I walked her to her car, and she, when I got her to her car, she wanted to apologize to me, and I guess she was like filling the drinks. Then she tried to kiss me, so I had to weave out the way and just leave. And I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to stay off POF for a while.
Yeah. See the difference between that and me, I'd have been like, well, I've never fucked a pumpkin.
Who knows? Well, who knows what's gonna happen when it strikes midnight?
Yeah. No, I had one girl. I was in Hawaii. Like I got on POF for a while because it was like there's a certain type of lady when they're not catfishing that gets on POF. And
See, I originally thought Plenty of Fish was a Christian dating site.
yeah, it sounds like it would be one.
It does.
But that's how I met that chubby Korean girl.
Ah,
Holy shit, that was a good time. But yeah, it's just the low hanging fruit, man.
I had the idea.
It's the people that didn't have any success on OkCupid. Those are the people that get on POF.
I had the idea one time to create a dating site for like a Christian dating site strictly for money making and call it notadamandsteve.com. Like that's what that was my idea. It was
good.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I never capitalized on it.
Yeah.
I think I could.
But then you'd be that guy.
Who cares? I don't give a shit.
If you're rich.
I don't give
That's
a
true.
shit.
That's fair.
If Joel Osteen can capitalize on a little
Being a
box
cunt.
where you push the button and it just gives you some affirmation from him, then I can capitalize on notadamandsteve.com.
This is true.
So
This is
I
true.
don't care.
Yeah, dude. If I came up with any multi-million idea, I don't care what the cost was, I would rake in them fucking dollars.
I have an idea for a T-shirt.
Okay.
Just talk to me after the show.
Okay.
I'm not going to put it out there in the
ether?
in the ether right now. I don't want anybody else to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. So I do have one question to go back to the stripping though. On average, how many women like to be slapped in the face with it while you're stripping? Because I've seen plenty of videos back on, like on HBO had the show Real Sex and things like that, where guys look like they were just borderline fucking these women without actually doing it. Right. And a lot of women getting slapped in the face with an elephant dick at a strip club. And how many women enjoy that? That's what I don't understand.
And where can we meet them?
How many women go home and have to explain a black eye to their husband when they actually didn't get beat up by their pimp?
Stamped all over the goddamn place.
No, I don't understand that. So how did you ever do that? And how often do women like that?
It's a case by case basis.
Case by case basis. See, there you go. Right. Some women enjoy getting slapped in the face with a dick. I just wanted to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
That's true. Okay.
What, you know?
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Oh, there you go. There absolutely is a dumb question.
Oh God. All right. You guys want to go over some news articles?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Here we go.
Good job.
Nope.
What did you do? Oh, there it is.
I don't know what happened. Let's do that
Bluetooth.
again.
You gotta turn your volume.
No, it's connected.
Okay.
It's up. There we go.
All right.
We hadn't used it in a while.
Super professional. Here at B3F.
I love it.
All right. So the M&ms are getting a makeover. Have you guys heard about this yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
So the M&ms are getting a new look to become more.
Why are you saying the M&ms like they're a band?
Well, because that's what the article says. The M&ms.
Oh, they're talking about like the characters.
The characters.
The M&ms.
Yes.
Okay.
The M&ms
Not
are
the
getting
candy M&ms.
No.
Okay.
Well, it is the candy, but
or
it's the
rapper.
characters representing the candy. Right. Yes. The M&ms are getting a new makeover to become more inclusive.
Oh.
And people jokingly think they should be hotter. So a makeover for the beloved M&ms characters has prompted many on social media.
Okay, hold on.
For the return.
First of all, beloved is a strong word. Continue.
Well, look, I beloved some M&ms. I don't eat them. I haven't eaten any in a while, but I be loving them. A makeover for the beloved M&ms characters has prompted many on social media to call for the return of the previous, more classic hot M&ms. M&M's parent company Mars Incorporated announced Thursday that the anthropomorphized candy characters will have more nuanced personalities to underscore the importance of self-expression and power of community through storytelling.
Oh my God.
The company said that the new look is part of its global commitment to creating a world where everyone feels they belong and society is inclusive. The changes ignited conversation among fans of the candy, many of whom demanded that the M&Ms revert to their signature styles. One person said, "I am a single issue voter, and my issue: keep the green M&M a hot, sexy lady." Re-yesify the M&Ms immediately, wrote another user.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see here. So M&M says that the new Mars says that the new M&Ms are throwing shine, not shade. The female M&Ms wear.
I don't want to live in anymore. I want to go hang out with Betty White in hell.
So now the female M&Ms will wear subtler makeup without dramatic lashes. The two female characters will also have a more friendly relationship instead of the catty one they've displayed in M&M's ads. And they are now together throwing shine, not shade. The red M&M will be nicer to the rest of the gang, and the orange one will embrace his true self, worries and all, now that he can acknowledge his anxiety.
Andre says, so will there be black M&Ms?
Well, brown ones.
Yeah.
There's already a brown one. She's the hot lady. Well, she used to be the hot lady. The M&M names will be less gendered as well, as Mars is foregoing prefixes like Mrs. and Mr. to focus on their personalities rather than their gender.
Jesus Christ. I hate all of this.
So someone said, finally, an M&M with mental health struggles.
Yeah.
So I guess that's, I don't know. the orange one or whatever. Orange will acknowledge his anxiety. Read a text of a tweeted meme featuring Don Draper. The meme is Don Draper giving his pitch. This is Orange will acknowledge his anxiety.
This is fucking stupid. I'm mad about this.
Some also took issue with the green M&M's new shoe. So the green M&M used to have, I guess, high heels, and now she will be wearing. Will be wearing some sneakers. Someone tweeted, 100% here for a sneakerhead M&M. We're an oppressed community that deserves representation.
See, here's my thing with all of this. It is so fucking insane to me that we're at the point in culture that something fucking stupid as this that took a focus group, fucking no telling how many hours of research and putting the shit together, that this is enough of an issue that a goddamn candy company will change an entire ad campaign based on some bullshit like this. It's the stupidest shit ever. I hate it.
I don't
so
disagree
much.
with you.
God damn it.
What
do you think? Here. Hold on. What do you think, Big T?
I've never agreed with you more on that subject than this right here. Like, wow. Like, marketing has gotten to this point where it's M&Ms. M&Ms? Come on now. That's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Finish what you're saying.
You know, I understand that, you know, you want to switch it up and make sure that everyone's included, but are you really going to think about that when you're eating the candy? Like, you know, what is this guy thinking about? Because if that's the case and you're looking to be attracted to your food now, you got more issues than just what you're eating. You know what I mean?
Just holding a bag.
Well, used to we were only attracted to video game characters and cartoons, but now we have to be attracted to M&Ms as well.
Well, you know, there's somebody out there that literally is watching that and then fucking pulling out whatever color he finds the most attractive and jerking off to that shit in his fucking hand. Yeah.
So
full on fucking money shot in the goddamn handful of M&Ms.
So one user says
with the sweet.
The green M&M, newly liberated from her white boots, lets loose.
Why are we still going on this?
A user wrote, poking fun as if the news were an NPR report. She talks social reproductive theory, how patriarchy and capitalism violently reinforce each other, and what a sexy lady M&M says about gender as a construct. So that's someone making a joke on Twitter. But anyway, I mean, I've said it a million times on here, and I've said it in conversation, I think even with Andre, and probably even on other shows. It's like, we're out of problems. If this is where we focus, then really we don't have any other problems in this country. And I think we all know that that's not true. I mean, we definitely have problems, but we've chosen to focus on the M&Ms.
Well, it's a symptom of a larger problem is what it is.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, this is what we've chosen to focus on,
but
and for all to feel like we've won something here. What have we won?
Okay, but but take this aside and put that shit away. But if you're a company and you're wanting to make fucking tons of money, this is the shit you do, because that's the society we live in.
I agree. But I just want everyone else to realize that as well.
Right.
That's what bothers me, is that people don't realize this is just a company that doesn't give a shit about inclusivity.
Okay,
they just want the almighty dollar.
Yep. Yeah.
It happens to be better than the British pound, by the way, Andre. It's not worth as much, but still. Well, I don't know. After Brexit, we may be about even.
Less paper.
That's right. I know, but I agree. But like, I 100% like get the fact that the culture that we're in, and because the crazy thing is now we're at the point, and this isn't talking from a racial standpoint to just clear that up, but that the minority of different minority communities, or community, let me rephrase that, communities that are in the minority would be a better way to put that.
Yeah.
Because of the internet, because of whatever, have a much louder voice, and those are the people that have it reverberates through the internet, right? And then you have people, because of where we're at, that are all about the virtue signaling. They're like, yeah, I agree. Even if they don't fucking agree, they don't want to be ostracized. And that shit fucking ripples to the point that you, like, in order for a company to make money, again, they don't give a fuck about you, but they're going to manipulate the shit out of whatever you're feeling, thinking, or whatever that internet fucking reverberation is. And they're going to fucking mimic that shit and spit it back out and fucking profit.
Well, my thing is like, all right, you want to seem like your company is inclusive. Okay. Yeah. So rather than the M&M that is now going from wearing these boots to sneakers, why not just give her a back, because she's not a real fucking person. Just give her the backstory as a strong woman that really likes to wear boots. It keeps them in the headline, so it's great advertising. I agree with that, Andre. But I'm just saying, why not give her the backstory that she's a woman that likes her femininity, loves that and embraces it, and wears these boots because she feels like that's what it is. And why not do the same thing?
Why not just
spend less money, because now you're not having someone have to reanimate someone without boots.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, I don't know. Oh, man.
It's a 30-second commercial. That's a lot of backstory, man.
But I'm just, none of it is on a commercial. They're giving the backstory in the headlines. Just fucking give the backstory and don't waste your time changing the commercials up.
So let me ask you this. When Ronald McDonald came out with his gang, did that make you want to buy more McDonald's, or did that make kids want to buy more toys?
I don't know, because I fucking love McDonald's.
No, it made kids want the shit. That was the genius in that marketing, because it made kids want to go to McDonald's to get the shit, and you have to spend money to get the shit.
But do we really think that this is going to make more people buy M&Ms? We the three of us actually probably are a pretty good subset, a male subset, but a subset of what the general public is. We probably fall somewhere in the middle on most topics as far as political and social and things like that, for the most part. Not on everything. We're going to fall right or left on some things, but for the most part, we probably fall closer to the middle on most things. Is this going to make you buy more M&Ms?
It will some people.
No. But in general, the three of us here, it's not going to make me buy more or less M&Ms.
But it's not directed towards us. That's the thing.
I understand that, but
it'll make somebody 20 years younger than us buy more M&Ms.
It'll make some of them, but I don't think it's going to make most of them, because most of them are going to look at something different and go, yeah, but the dyes they use to make the M&M, the color green, are not good for you, and that hurts the turtles. I'm just saying.
But I think this stuff isn't all about selling more M&Ms. It's all about public perception of M&Ms.
Well, maybe.
Right.
But I still think the majority of people fall in the middle.
Yeah, but that's not, they're not catering to the people in the middle.
You should be. That's your biggest group.
No.
You should be. It's your biggest group.
No, that's not how it works. You know that's not how it works.
But that's how it should be.
But
I'm not saying that's how it does work.
I'm saying
that's how it should be.
That's irrelevant.
I'm telling you, I think if most of these companies would go, most of the people in this country fall in the middle. And if they cater to that, I think you'd see a lot more profit than catering to the small minorities of
most of people fall in the middle internally, not externally, and in the way they want to be perceived.
Yes, but buying M&Ms is internally. You're not advertising that you bought some M&Ms.
But
I think they catered to the public when they came out with those hot and spicy M&Ms, but they put them in the same color bag as the regular ones, and they almost killed me. So, Mars actually owes me a week of my life where I was, eating ice chips and shit because of some damn M&Ms, So,
what's the best M&M? What is the best version of an M&M out there?
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut.
See, I say peanut butter, very close second.
They're so good.
They're so good.
Have you had the pretzel M&Ms?
Yeah.
All right.
But
the peanut butter M&Ms, they're better than Reese's.
I mean, I agree with that. It's a different thing though, because you have the candy shell on it. Then the Reese's don't have that.
They have a candy shell.
Reese's do not have a candy shell.
They have a hard candy shell in the peanut butter in the middle.
Oh,
you talking about Reese's Pieces?
Yeah, that's not the same. Yeah, Reese's Pieces is not the same. They're far inferior to a peanut M&M. I agree.
Not to a peanut M&M, to peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut butter, they're far inferior to a peanut butter M&M. Yeah, for sure. I still think peanut is the best, but peanut butter is a very close second.
Goddamn right you do, Swayze. Goddamn right you do.
Blue shirt. God, I agree.
No, because the fact that matters is most M&Ms is one of those things, right? The marketing, like honestly, most of us will bitch about something stupid, but if I want M&Ms, I'm going to buy M&Ms, right?
Exactly. And most people are that way.
Right. But
I would say even the people that like this marketing campaign are still that way.
I would argue the fact that this will bring in people that might have never thought about it, because here's the thing about the marketing. It's not to make people want to buy M&Ms. It's not. It's to make people think about M&Ms. And what the fuck have we spent the last 15 minutes talking about? Fucking M&Ms. That's what they want.
Well, now listen, I don't want to fucking M&M. That's up to you, man, if you're trying to fuck M&Ms. But
It's yeah.
You know, it's not Chun-Li or anything.
Hitting the fucking pause button during that fucking kick. Goddamn right.
Man.
But
Oh,
you got
God.
to cater to the crowd, man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Let's move on to something more important.
You're the one that picked this fucking stupid ass story.
I got you. Oh, that's fine. I'm working my way up.
God damn it! Is this one going to take 30 minutes to read?
I don't know.
God damn it! I hate you
Physicists,
so fucking much.
Physicists just smashed. Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh, we got a call?
We're getting a call.
Call from.
Call from somebody.
He's not going to give his name. I'm going to assume this is Patrick. Patrick, you are on with B3F podcast and Big T. What have you got for us?
Look, the M&M thing has just bugged me the fuck out. Why? Fucking candy. It's fucking candy.
See, you say you agree. You say you agree with Blue Hoodie guy, but you're really saying the same thing. I'm going. It's candy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of y'all in a big way. But the whole thing is, it's like it's fucking candy.
Right.
So now what they gonna be like because she got tennis shoes on, she wore white boots. Okay.
Right.
She's not a fucking usher in the church.
Right. You show me what she's got under that shell, and then I'm fucking on board.
Thank you. Everything is the same, but just like human beings.
I tell you what, she
Y'all
could
gonna
have
wait
under that
till you
shell.
want to
Goddamn
are.
cream filling.
And you're right though. But I'm like, some things don't need to be touched.
Yep.
They getting too political with everything.
Yeah.
In this world.
Yep.
We
Why?
have bigger issues to go after than
I
M&Ms.
think, but that's the media culture now.
But does the media control everything that we do?
Yes.
I mean, they're trying to.
Not on a personal level, but
trying to make their influence so embedded in everything. It's like it's not even fucking going for it.
Nope.
It's not. Leave well enough alone sometimes. Stay in your lane, report the news. This right here, I'm like, damn it, you just threw me for a loop with the M&Ms. I'm listening, I'm like,
I'm mad about it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking candy.
Yep.
You just don't understand what the fuck is going on with the orange M&M, the blue M&M, the green M&M. All the thing they know is they get their hands messy and they eat fucking chocolate peanuts or whatever the fuck else they got.
Does it melt in my mouth and not in my hand? That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Leave it alone. Great. Good world.
I agree.
Thank you, Steve. I've been meaning to call that earlier. Look, you guys, I love what y'all doing. I really love what y'all doing. Like the open air talk is just like, it's good. It's healthy. And that's what we need more.
Well, thank you so
That's
much.
what we need more.
Well, we need that, and we need a goddamn trans M&M. That's what we need.
Trans M&M. Yeah.
So what the trans M&M gonna wear? Blue
It's
wig.
gonna have nuts with a
orange
split.
top,
That's right.
the orange top, one sneaker, one heel on. I mean, what the fuck is they gonna put on it?
Yeah.
God damn.
Getting finger blasted by the blue one.
They're all going to look deformed because of a botched surgery.
All I'm saying is if they're going to shoot for true inclusivity, they're going to have like way more colors of M&Ms.
For sure.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Y'all just got another fan. I'm on y'all line. I'll be listening to y'all as well as my man Big T because I mean I just love the dialogue. I love the discussion, and I love the realness. Keep it up.
Well,
I salute all three of you guys, and I will be following all three of you guys from now on.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you so much,
we
man.
appreciate you calling in,
Yeah,
for real.
thank you.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
I love those calls.
Yeah, because they make me feel better about myself.
Right.
Even
I
temporarily.
always thought it was common sense to believe half of what you hear and none of what you see. So
Yeah.
people that
Right.
follow everything that they see in news media, like how could you be so, I don't want to say dumb, but ignorant to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, people don't realize because it's not put in front of it. Most people aren't told that, like the media, I mean, A, they have advertisers they have to placate.
Sure.
And ratings, but B, like they report on what's sensationalized and what's
Yeah.
rare for the most part than what's common.
Well, I mean, we lost the fight against actually hearing things we want to hear and need, not want, things we want to hear, need to hear, when news sources became an avenue of ad revenue for stations. Because once you could start making money off the news, well, now you had to placate toward the advertisers that are part of the news.
I would disagree. I think one of the main issues started when the 24-hour news networks hit, because they had to have something to fill space, right?
Yeah, but they had to sell advertisement,
right, to keep on. But prior to that, man, in the 1950s, they had and during the Cold War, and even pre that, I mean, they had CIA agents embedded in the goddamn media outlets to spin propaganda and all that shit. That shit's been going on for forever.
Oh,
and if
for
you think it's not still happening,
well, I mean, you look at, and I don't mean to just to pick on CNN, but I've seen it on CNN. But you look at and from our modern day pandemic vaccination thing, you look at CNN and count how many Pfizer advertisements you see during there. I'm a vaccinated person, so whatever. I still got COVID, but I mean, I'm a vaccinated person, so I'm not an anti-vax person saying this here. I'm just saying, like, somebody's lying in their pockets for sure, and you have to placate those advertisers.
Do you know
just
how
the same
much
as politicians
made?
Have to placate the people that are lining their pockets and lobbying things.
You know the first 6 months that the vaccine came out, do you know how much they made off of that shit? It was like $3 billion. It was insane amount of money.
It was. But
and so regardless of how you feel about COVID, that's a fucking insane amount of money is all I'm saying.
Sure.
You know, they come out of the vaccine and like, I think it was.
I want to know, can I sue since I got vaccinated and still got COVID and wore a mask? Can I sue Fauci?
No.
Can I sue Trump?
There's about to be some fucking lawsuits in New York, though. I guarantee that shit's going to start happening.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm so excited. It's just watching the world burn, man. Like, I enjoy this train wreck that we're living in right now.
Let's move on to more important things. Physicists just smashed a record by keeping a bubble intact for over a year.
Whoa, fuck.
When you think of the word ephemeral, many people will immediately conjure up the image of a soap bubble.
See, as soon as you say ephemeral, I'm like, what?
I think that's what I think of the ephemeral artery.
Wow.
Delicate.
Anyway, he acts really ephemeral.
A team of physicists led by Aymeric Roux of the University of Lille in France has defied this cliche, creating a bubble that maintained its shape for a record 465 days.
Jesus.
While perhaps not as pretty and shimmering, shifting iridescence of soap bubbles, the team's creation, made with the help of glycerin, also known as glycerol, could help scientists develop new materials such as foams and films. Now, I brought this article in here to go, what the fuck are we doing in these labs that we're keeping a bubble intact? I don't understand this for the life of me.
They said it could lead to, but that's the thing, right? Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Look, go ahead. Support Big Lab.
Support big science. No, my point is, like, yeah, we invest a lot of shit into stupid things, but there's like tests like that. I'm not saying that one specifically.
Okay.
But random fucking stupid shit like that have been used to like better modern technology that from a day-to-day basis. Like there's some shit, not that specific thing. I don't remember how it came about, but that coating for fucking ketchup bottles that makes fucking ketchup come out easier. It's a technology. It's stupid as far as the amount of testing. But when I go to pour ketchup and that shit just goes, bloop.
If you want to pour ketchup, you just tilt the bottle and you go. No, I just whatever.
I'm just saying.
I would have one question for you since you support this. Where were you on January 6, 2021? That's what I want to know. Where were you?
What's January 6th?
That was the Capitol insurrection.
Yeah.
I was like,
he knew exactly what I was talking about.
That's a good question. I was going to ask Steven the same thing.
I was completely blissfully unaware of whatever the fuck was going on.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Where was I?
A bubble, like,
yeah,
that's what we're doing. Like, is this bubble going to help replace cars? so we can avoid traffic, so people can
Where
float
was that
over
bubble
shit.
when Jake Gyllenhaal was sick in that movie back in the day? That's what I want to know.
But I'm
No,
saying
I
it
just
could,
was stupid. It's
but it could lead to shit like that.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
You might get a better, you wouldn't have to, maybe a better type of fucking saran wrap where
Okay.
it doesn't get tangled. You got to pull the shit off everywhere. Maybe you just put the bubble on.
Well, here's a headline you may enjoy more.
Okay. Dude, you're never going to top the monkeys fucking
I know.
throwing dogs off roofs.
Marilyn Manson, the monster hiding in plain sight.
Mm.
Um.
Didn't he get accused of like beating a bunch of like lady?
It's worse than that.
Shit.
It started as a vocal booth. A decade before Marilyn Manson rented the apartment above a West Hollywood liquor store circa 2010, a former tenant, a label and recording studio specializing in electronic music, had built the cramped glass enclosure in the corner of a room with the goal of making up-tempo, life-affirming house music. The only adornment was some foam for soundproofing in the walls.
Okay.
Marilyn soon converted the booth into what several people who dated and worked with him now describe as a solitary confinement cell used to psychologically torture women.
Okay.
They say Brian Warner, that's his real name, frequently banished his girlfriends there, keeping them inside for hours on end to punish them for the tiniest perceived transgression. He called it the bad girls' room.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see here. Ashley Walters, former assistant, suing him for sexual assault and other charges, say he enjoyed telling people about the chamber. He always had a joking, bragging tone. She remembers, let's see here. Where'd he go? She remembers, Ryan Brown, who worked with Warner for 8 years, denies ever seeing women in the bad girls' room. In interviews, it was an open secret. If anyone's bad, I can lock them in it, and it's soundproof. Let's see here. Someone else suing him for sexual assault and unlawful imprisonment, among other charges, tells Rolling Stone that Warner repeatedly forced her to stay in the space, which was about the size of a department store dressing room, for hours at a time when they were dating. At first, he made it sound cool. Then he made it sound very punitive. Even if I was screaming, no one would hear me. First, you fight, and he enjoys the struggle. I learned to fight it. I learned not to fight it because that was giving him what he wanted. I just went somewhere else in my head.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a fine line here, right? Between being consensual initially, because there's some BDSM shit that goes along these lines super fucking easily. And granted, he's been accused of some assault shit. I'm not even talking about the sexual assault stuff. Just the fucking bad girls' room, right? If he's forcibly pushing people in there against their will, different story. But if it starts out being like a kinky fucking BDSM thing, and then you decide you don't want to do it anymore, you still should stop when they say stop. But I feel like that some of that was like, at what point do you be like, you know what? I don't like being locked in that room. I'm not going to go back there anymore. And I get there's a whole cycle of abuse, emotional, mental thing. I get that.
From some of the stories that I've heard about him, there's a lot of brainwashing going on.
And I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, at what point do you draw the line between, oh, they were brainwashed, or they were a grown-ass fucking person that just was too weak to say no? And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm not talking about like, I'm too weak to say no, but I don't know. I guess I have it bothers me when shit comes out 22 years after the fucking fact.
Yeah, but that happens all the time.
It does.
It happened with Cosby. It happens with lots.
I understand that.
R. Kelly. I mean, I'm serious.
No,
like it happens way after.
And I'm
the
saying
fact.
I have a harder time
because we've reached a point in society where people feel empowered enough to say things,
and that's a good thing. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying certain.
It sounds like you're saying it's not a good thing.
You're a fucking cock. No, it's a good thing in the sense of women that have been gone through that shit can come out and say something, but it also enabled a lot of bullshit along the way too that has fucked people over when nothing that happened, right? Which in those cases, I feel like I'm 100% people being prosecuted for shit they've done a long time ago if it's true, right?
Sure.
But I have a really hard time when somebody's prosecuted or persecuted incorrectly because somebody was not telling the truth or whatever. And then their career is ruined and there's no repercussion on the person that lied about it. That I have a fucking problem with.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my biggest issues is like when people did finally get out of this, like not condoning what he did, but when people finally did get out of this, why weren't people like when weren't you trying to save the other people getting into a relationship with
Well,
him?
because you don't know. Maybe.
Well, I understand that, but I use, for example, Courtney Love.
Mhm.
Not the greatest person to look to for
right.
positivity, but there was a red carpet event way back in the day where somebody said, well, what would you say to a young woman getting into Hollywood right now? And her response was, don't go to a dinner party with Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
No one fucking listened to her.
Right.
But she was trying to warn people. So I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but not everybody's in that same frame of mind. Like, I don't even give a shit about that.
no, I'm just saying. But
My
it doesn't
point
feel
being,
like
like,
anyone back in the, I'm
right.
not saying he should get a pass on
Right.
it at all.
No,
but
I guess what I'm saying with going back to Marilyn Manson specifically, because that's fucking gonna rabbit trail into wherever. But like with that, it's I guess within a relationship, somebody that you're dating, right? At what point do you consider quote unquote brainwashing along the way, right? Because repeated abuse can equal brainwashing. I understand that, right? Because you have Stockholm syndrome, like women that get abused by their husbands or boyfriends, whatever, all the time, defend that person.
Yeah,
that does that. But
how much gaslighting was involved in all that stuff? Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of factors to it. I get weird about it. I shouldn't say weird, but when my brain initially goes like, well, did they start like as part of like the fucking kink and shit, and then like part of that, like if you never.
But did it start as a kink? As his way of brainwashing?
Right. Well, but then that comes back to, is coercion or lying to have sex a form of sexual assault?
Oof. That's a fine line.
Like if I want to sleep with,
you're being awfully quiet, T.
Because I'm fucking ranting, and I apologize, T.
No, you're good. I was going to say that, you know, as we touched on earlier, when it comes to emotional tethers, you know, it can start out as making love seem like the excuse for the manipulation. And then when the manipulation turns to abuse, they start to connect that as, okay, him abusing me or that person abusing them is that their form of showing love. And that's what they think it is, you know?
Exactly. But I guess that comes back to, though, is manipulation illegal? Is manipulating someone to having sex with you illegal, or is it rape?
Ooh, I don't think
or assault or sexual assault. Like if I like said, because here's how certain things, like
depends on who you ask.
If I'm wanting to sleep with you, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a CEO of a company and I have millions of dollars and I can take care of you. And then you sleep with me, I'm like, just kidding, bitch. I ain't got none of that shit. Like at that point, you've had sex under false pretenses. Is that a type of sexual assault? Because people would absolutely argue that
I don't know, because that comes back to a story, and I don't think I did this on here, but I shared it with the guys on Something for the Weekend about Drake. Did I share that on here?
I know.
So Drake has sex with hooks up with an Instagram.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
I mean, like what he did is technically illegal,
right?
But
my
she's trying to entrap him,
right? Well, my point is like, where do you draw the line? And again, there's all kinds of, we know so much more about psychology and all this shit now than we used to. I get that. But at what point does personal responsibility or accountability come into this equation, right? Like, is me lying to you to have sex with you illegal? Should it be illegal, right? And at what point
should it be? No, but would it hold up in court? Maybe.
And that's what I'm saying. That's
maybe,
but that's a slippery slope
because it is a slippery
slope.
Like,
because then it can come down. It's like, oh, he told me he had a fucking 10-inch dick. It was only 6. That's fucking assault. Arrest his ass. You manipulated me to have, like, that's the type of fucking slippery slope you're fucking going down with this shit.
I agree.
Yeah. And again, I know I'm totally getting off track because fuck Marilyn Manson. The guy's a fucking cunt anyway for all the shit that he's done. But I guess my whole point is,
sounds like he took a girl from you, Steven. Is that what happened?
Right? Yeah. No, just he's just a fucking piece of shit. He just, the things he's just how he's. Now I'm not talking about his actor performance. I'm just saying this.
True.
His track record of shit is whatever. But I don't know, man. But I start thinking about that shit when it comes to that. Like, at what point does it cease from being like, if you've groomed someone, and I'm not talking like an underage person, right?
Sure.
But if like I have this kink, and you start with like we start it really small, and then I ramp it up to the point that you don't feel like you can say no, so you're not saying no. Am I assaulting or raping at that point in time?
Sure.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
And that's where I'm getting at. Like, so if we start out again, like I like some bondage shit, right? And so I start with just some fuzzy handcuffs. And then it escalates and escalates and gets to the point where I like having you tied up and whipping the shit out of you while putting a fucking wine bottle in your asshole, and you never tell me you don't like it.
Yeah.
Right. It's part of it, but you've been conditioned by how I've manipulated you into this point.
Right.
Where's that line? And I'm not pushing either way. I'm just like, that's the type of shit I think about with this.
I mean,
does that make sense, T? Like, you want what I'm getting at, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're checking off a list of stuff you want to try, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And again, and it's different. I think if you go in with the intent on, like, if his thing is like, I like entrapping women, so he's going in with a sole intent on getting to a Stockholm syndrome state.
Sure.
Because then you're going in with something with malicious intent, right? Like, that's, and I still don't put it in the same category as sexual assault, but it's a whole different fucking animal.
Sure.
Whereas, I don't know. Just food for thought.
So unless the sex is lasting the entire relationship, isn't it just poor decision making after the initial encounter?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and I'm assuming a lot of people that you prey on people with lower self-esteem. I mean, that's how, you know, most of those people go with. But yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Where's the line of responsibility when you realize shit's getting too deep and you need to tap the fuck out and you didn't, male or female?
Yeah.
And Andre, I don't think you hear what I'm saying, man. I don't think it's sexual abuse if you lie.
Sex, is it sexual abuse? Yeah. I mean, I don't think it is, but would that hold up in court nowadays? It might.
Yeah.
I mean, it might.
Because I'm just saying, if you prosecuted every dude or female that's lied to get laid, you're gonna have half of the goddamn fucking free world in jail.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
most
well, I mean, it's like, all right, so let's take Big T's catfishing incident.
Yeah.
If he had slept with her that night and then afterwards decided, oh, she presented herself as something different.
Right.
Now, would he have a case in court? No, they'd probably laugh that out of court because it's a guy doing the other. But if it had happened the other way around,
but
I could. I mean, would the three of us or anyone watching be surprised if that story had happened the other way around, and the woman sued them for sexual assault or filed charges for sexual assault because they had been catfished? Would any of us be surprised if the case stood up in court and that man was convicted? No one would be.
Yeah. And again, so like, that's where I'm saying.
And I'm not saying that men have it badly. That's not what I'm saying. Right. We're talking about this specific subject. In society right now, we're in a very slippery slope.
Yeah.
So,
and that's my whole point.
I know it is
asking the questions and shit. The fact that, like, there's so much, because when it comes to sexuality and consent, like, consent is black and white, yes and no, right?
Yeah.
But then you have these whole gray areas that have come up within the realm of consent, right?
Yeah.
That, like, with fucking
Aziz
Ansari,
Ansari,
like that specific one, there was consent. He stopped when she said no, but he kept trying to bring some shirt back in, but he stopped every time she said no.
Yeah.
And she left, but then she basically tanked him for saying he was assaulting her because he was because it was attempt assault, not forcible attempt. Like,
it's not even attempted assault because he was attempting to get consent.
Yeah.
Attempting assault would be
some of it was like,
continuing the movements.
Well, no. Like, so they were saying, like, she was saying in the article, like, when they were doing shit, he was starting to get weird, like putting his fingers in her mouth, and he was kept doing that. And she was like, I don't want you to do that. He was like, okay. And then they get back into doing something, and like, she'd suck his dick or whatever. And then he would get into it and start doing some of that shit again. He'd be like, oh no, stop. And he was like, okay. And would stop. But he kept doing the same shit. And that's what I don't know. I know I'm ranting at this point.
No.
But it's a dangerous spot, right? Because there are some nuances that we never considered before in the past. Not us, but I mean in society.
Sure.
That absolutely need to be looked at more carefully, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But there's other places that we've completely removed personal responsibility from the equation as well, and that's an issue.
Well, in an attempt to correct some things, we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater.
That's
Yeah.
Hey, Big T, how you doing, man?
I am doing good. I want to say, Steven, you're giving me a plushy vibe. If you're not familiar with that, you should look it up.
Plushy. Is that like furry? What is? I don't know. What is plushy?
Yeah, something like that. It's along the line of furry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard the term.
All right.
Thanks. I appreciate that. You know what they say, you are what you eat.
Oh
Okay.
God.
That's why I'm an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
You
What you got, man?
preferred Harry?
Honestly, like with that type of shit, like as long as it's at least 6 inches, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
I'm really more
God.
about the girth,
That's
than anything.
Oh God, that's a good place to go out on right there. Honestly, that's a good place to go out on. Oh
Shit.
man, T, you got anything you want to plug before we go out of here?
yeah, B3F Nation, thank you guys for having me on, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to say, check out I Can't Make This Up. That's I Can't with a K. Make This Up podcast, man. Just Google me. You'll find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. YouTube is Land of Legend Studios. And check out Something for the Weekend, show that I do with a couple good friends of mine where we chanter about the differences between the U.S. and the U.K. And Joey is our new resident guest host. And, maybe one day once, Steve gets enough good boy points, he can come on and join us,
It'll never happen.
It'll never happen. But man, we'll link to all your stuff in the episode description too. So if you're catching this towards the end or whatever, read the show notes. It'll all be in there.
Yep, it will. And next week we have Bobby.
Is Bobby next week?
Bobby the porn rapper.
Yeah,
is going to. So
he does porn and
he does porn and he's a rapper. So we will have Bobby on next week. So that promises to be a good time. I've had a great time tonight. It's some of the most fun I've had in a while.
Yeah, it was good.
So
not like Andre, he put the tears, but I was actually, when he said chanter, I was like, that's actually a fucking great phrase, and I like.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with it, but it's a mixture of chat and banter. So
no shit, god damn it.
You know what? Not everybody's as smart as you, blue hoodie guy.
Thank you for explaining the combination of words that went into that.
Contrary to popular belief, there are some white people. There are some white people that watch the show, and they may not know what chanter is.
What?
So, yeah, well, look, white people are dumb when it comes to shit like that.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right. Well, hey, man, Big T, if you'll hang out just for a second when we go off, we'll talk to you offline if you're good with that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Come back next week on Saturday night with Bobby the Porn Rapper at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until next time. Bye. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch at B3F Podcast. And on Instagram at B3F_podcast. YouTube has all of our videos. Support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee at B3F Podcast. Send all your questions or comments to admin at B3Fpodcast.com. Find us online at B3Fpodcast.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen. And as always, thanks for listening.